I'm Katie Robertson, but I'm more known as the wheeled piper, and I'm 16 from Carnoustie, and I've only been playing the pipes 2 years, but it's just completely taken over my life.
Yeah, and you're playing during Piping Live here down Buchanan Street. You played with the big band on Monday, and you've had a little bit of media attention earlier this week as well, haven't you?
Yeah, so I was playing in the big band on Monday, and it was such an honour to be up front, pretty much leading the band. And then on Tuesday I was playing in the Pipe Idol, which was fantastic to see a full house of people stomping their feet, making up for me not being able to. And I just getting a bit of busking in between, so it's been absolutely amazing. Been on the news as well, so had a few people come up to me and chat, so always up for that.
Yeah, exactly. And your pipes, they're not like anybody else's pipes. They're the only pipes like them, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much. So normal pipes, but when it comes to the chanter, when I'm playing, the chanter goes into the wheelchair cushion. So that was originally muffling the sound because it wasn't able to project out. So no matter how hard a reed I played, no matter whatever I did, you weren't going to get a clear sound. So I'm forever thankful to John Elliott from G1 Reeds, who came up with this amazing design that had allowed me to be a piper. So basically, the chanter, it's normal, and except for the bottom's blocked off. So it's just blocked off there, and the sound hole's actually at the front. So it's absolutely genius.
Yeah.
He tried so many different things, but
he spent a while working on it, didn't he?
Yeah, weeks, and that was what worked. He tried tubes coming out the bottom, making it shorter, but that was what worked.
Yeah.
So it's completely changed my piping.
Yeah, and so you got there in the end.
Yeah, I also play completely different to other people because instead of doing the normal way, I can't use my right index finger because it stopped growing when I was 6 due to arthritis and chronic pain. So I don't use that finger, and I reverse my hands and then just use these instead.
Yeah. So you've got these fingers on the chanter.
Yeah, so that one's just floating there doing nothing.
I could never imagine doing a grace note with my on the G grace.
Everyone says that, but I don't know any different. And I've seen like people that reverse their hands, but they always play with the bag at the right side, whereas I stick to the left even. So.
Are the holes in any different position, or are the holes the holes are the same?
They're all like just the same, because when I first picked up the chanter, it was a case of how am I going to manage this, because I couldn't manage other instruments because, you know, arthritis and chronic pain, can't bend my hands, still can't very well. So yeah, this is I found a way around it, as I always try to do anyway. I always just try and find ways around things so that I can do what I want to do. So I started learning the chanter at school, and I never practiced it. I just did it maybe 5-10 minutes before my lesson, so that I could honestly tell my teacher, yes, I've practiced, but I didn't enjoy it. It was squeaky and I sounded like a snake charmer, so, you know, everyone does, but it was when I found out that I needed surgery for scoliosis, because I had 2 massive curves in my back that were squishing my lungs and would eventually end my life if I didn't get surgery. That was very high risk. So I was left with, you know, an option of, well, you're not going to be able to breathe, or you're going to have to get this surgery that you might be paralysed from, or not even make it out the other end. And that was when I became determined that I was going to do something with my time, and I was going to progress to the pipes. I managed to get a set of pipes, and I just worked away at them solidly. I would play them every day, and I was determined to do it, especially as I'd been told I wouldn't be able to. My music teacher at school, she said to me that you'll never be able to play the pipes because you're in a wheelchair. I can't do it and I'm standing up, so don't get your hopes up. And I had reduced lung function as well, obviously, with the spine, so that just made me more determined to do it, prove them wrong.
And what we've seen here today is a testament to the hard work you've put in. And you know, you've been on the pipes 2 years, but you know they're sounding pretty decent. You've got a good sound. You're playing a pretty strong reed, I think, aren't you?
Yep.
Even with the reduced lung function.
Yep.
It's pretty strong.
Well, it's a lot better now because I've had the surgery, and it was what got me through it, both physically and emotionally, because my lungs were so much better from playing the pipes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So they didn't expect
has it helped you medically as well?
Honestly, they didn't know how I was going to recover, because they didn't think, well, I wasn't in a very good, situation with my health, so they didn't know how it was going to go. But when I took up the pipes, all of a sudden I had this new lung capacity, and it honestly made the world of a difference, because I wasn't allowed to play the pipes for a month after the surgery, but a month to the day straight after, I was back on them. And that's when I needed a harder breed, because it was like I was just blowing through it, because my lungs were all of a sudden like way stronger. Again, So I suffer from arthritis, and I have done since a very young age, so it's very close to home. And when I saw it was for versus arthritis, I thought, this is amazing, because it's something that I can do to raise money for a charity that's helping people like me to enjoy their lives in the way that they can. And it's also, it's piping, so what's wrong with that? And like, I've sort of got this attitude of, like, people stare at me, right, for being in the chair and being totally different, so I'm going to give them something to stare at.
And you're from a couple of hours away from Glasgow, aren't you? Mm-hmm. But what's it like to be in Glasgow for Piping Live Week? What's so special about Glasgow and Piping Live and the World Pipe Band Championships? What's
not special about it? Like, I came through a few days last year, and I saw a few things, and I was like, next year I've got to come through for more. And I never thought I'd be playing in it. I thought maybe 4 or 5 years down the line. But it's crazy, like how this is happening. Like, I wouldn't have even dreamed of what's happened to me, like with my piping, and I've like done some really amazing things. Like, I've played in the Usher Hall twice, because I'm in the National Youth Pipe Band Scotland. I've recorded with Ross Ainsley, hoping to do more. And I've played with some other like amazing musicians. So.
You've made friends with some pretty well-known musicians, haven't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. But this is the community that I get accepted in. I don't get accepted in other walks of life because I'm different, and I'm like an alien because I have wheels instead of legs. But it's this is like where I feel accepted. It's amazing.
It's the beauty of music, and as we've been talking to people throughout the rest of the week, it's the beauty of the music, the community, and the pipe band world, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing because it just connects people from all over the world, all different backgrounds. It doesn't matter. It just matters, like, the music and people coming together for their passion of the same common interest. Fantastic.
Thanks very much for talking to us, and enjoy the rest of the week. Happy busking, and I'm sure we'll see you around.
Yep. Well, no leaving. So.